What's up? Vengeance back again with another video, and today's video is going to be more of like a kind of review slash reaction, kind of not reaction video, but review slash like reply almost video to a video I actually just found today, which I found quite interesting, and it actually kind of makes me think about my own life and my own situations in the past. So the video I'm going to be referencing today is a video called "The One Regret from High School That I Still Think About all these years later," basically. And this guy looks about like he's in his 60s. I think he's about like 65 or something. But if you look at the video, if you look at the thumbnail, the guy looks like an older gentleman, gray hair, kind of gray mustache. You know what I mean? Just appears to be an older guy, but he's somehow still regrets something that happened in high school, basically. And this video is kind of like the video that I'm referencing. It kind of resonates to me in some ways in my own personal life, and also like just like in general. I think for a lot of like shy, kind of more introverted guys, or like lonelier kind of guys, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna get into this video and talk about like what it was about. So basically, to sum up the video, it was like a guy who kind of met a girl at his work or something like that. He went to the movie theater. Uh, didn't Coincidentally saw her there. She asked for him to sit next to her. He didn't because he was too shy, and then he regretted it later. And the girl kind of like complained at her work, saying, "Oh, guys are usually supposed to make the first move." And this happened to this man in high school, and he's in his 60s and still regrets it, basically. And I don't actually find that hard to believe or hard to like understand or sympathize with, because I think that can actually happen kind of often to a lot of lonelier men. But I've had a similar situation, and I'm gonna get into that in a bit. Not gonna name any names though, because I really don't want anyone to know or reference anyone. But like I on Halloween 2018, basically, I had a similar experience. So I was actually gonna go up to a girl, and I was gonna go talk to her. And I actually had like this whole plan set out of how I was gonna do it and like stuff, and like when was the best time and whatever. And long story short, when I was about to go talk to her, like I was getting quite nervous. Like my hands were kind of sweating a little bit, which almost never happens. I almost never have like sweating hands, but for some reason that day they were a bit. And also there was like a bunch of people on my way, and I kind of just like gave up in a way. I kind of just like decided I'd fail before I even tried. And you know, she wasn't really showing any signs anyway. Compared to this guy, the girl that he liked, the girl actually did show signs, did actually show interest. But the girl I liked basically didn't really show much interest at all, to be honest. And to be honest, now that I look back on the situation I was in, I don't actually think that girl liked me at all. And even if I did talk to her, even if I did try to chat her up or start a conversation with her or whatever, I don't think that would even change anything. Even if I went back into the past, I don't think that would have changed anything. I don't think I could have changed anything, because she already just had it in her mind that she didn't like me, which is completely fine. You know what I mean? But for a while, I did kind of regret not doing it. But now that I think about it, I don't think I could have changed anything anyway. And it's more kind of just about moving on, moving forward in life for me, and just like finding other alternatives, talking to other girls, if that's the problem, if that's the issue at hand, which is doable, obviously, Um, but for this guy, it's more about he had the chance, he didn't take it, and if he did take the opportunity, it could have changed a lot. He could have had a nice, decent, good going relationship with this girl, and there's really nothing he can do about it at this point. And when I looked at the comment section on his video, there's a lot of guys um around my age, around 19, 20, and they sympathized with him and they related to him, and they thought to themselves, this video seems like a wake up call to them. This video really like switched the button on their brain to make them think, oh shit, yeah, they don't want to let anything like that happen to them. They don't want anxiety to cripple them, or being shy or whatever to like stop them from like socializing or having a girlfriend or making new friends even. They don't want to let that happen to them. They just want to break through the fear and just move on, just go forward and like just do whatever they want, you know what I mean, type thing. So yeah, I mean, to the guy himself, what would I have to say to him, or what do I have to say to him, or any opinion on him or whatever. I mean, to be honest, it is too late. There is nothing he can do about it. But I mean, the only thing he can really do now is just try to enjoy the rest of his life. Maybe he can still find a girl in his 60s. Who knows? Maybe find an older woman his age, like in his 60s. But I would just say for him, like the good years are over. The good years are basically gone. He just has to kind of like enjoy life now, watch films, listen to music or whatever, go to cafes and restaurants, just enjoy the rest of his life now as it is, because the past few decades for him is just like they're just gone. There's nothing he can do anymore. He's lost all his time. Time has been taken away from him in a sense, and that's that basically. And I do feel for the guy. I don't want to talk down to him or talk down to anyone else, because it can happen to anyone. And this guy just had the bad hand, bad deck of cards, and in terms of like socializing, as have I in the past, but I'm trying to overcome it, just like a lot of people out there my age. Um, but yeah, if he could have done anything, or if I was in his position, logically the best thing to do is just move forward, talk to other girls, and kind of move on. Because like once it's done, once that bitch is gone, she's gone. You know what I mean? Like you can't really take her back, and you shouldn't really try to take her back if you can avoid it, or if you can move on. Because like wherever you are, wherever you live, it's not the only city in the world. It's not the only country in the world, and it's not the only girl in the world. Whichever one you're like romanticizing over, the one that you're lusting over or whatever. You know what I mean? Because like for me myself, I've had a lot of problems with girls. I've had a lot of disputes, etc., like arguments, shit like that. A lot of stuff in messages and whatever. A lot of them have hated me, and one of the main things I'm thinking about is like moving, not just because of girls. Obviously, I'm not that stupid, but I am wanting to move in general to at least a different city, if not a whole different country, if I can. And along with that benefit, hopefully comes with different types of people, different types of cultures, different types of girls, etc. You know what I mean? So yeah, for me, it's just about moving out. Like I've said this before in other videos. I probably said this in my last video. I think like one of my main goals, or one of the main things I want to do, is move out. Also because a huge reason is because of my mum's hoarding. I can't really get over that until I'm gone, and there's no point in me trying to fix that, because no matter how much I try to clean the flat up, she just makes it worse, and it goes back to the way it was before, and it just wastes energy trying to clean this flat up. Literally, that's another video I can get into for another day. But yeah, I mean, what I had to think about as well is like when you're alone, what like the time you're spent like kind of being sad or drooling over a girl that you didn't get. When you're thinking about that, as harsh it is to say, she's like fucking a different guy. Like she's fucking some other guys, or has probably fucked 10 or 20 like guys. What like over the years or months or whatever you've been thinking about her, or been wanting to get back with her, or wanting to get back together with her, if she's an ex or some shit, or whichever girl is in your life. I'm talking to any viewer here, but the video that I'm referencing is pretty sad, is pretty tragic in a way, because I don't think this guy. It's not just because he didn't get with that girl that it's a sad video. It's the fact that you can kind of tell that like most of his life has been just spent being a hopeless romantic for the most part. You know what I mean? That's the sad part about it. And he kind of probably believes that like if he got with that one girl, he could have married her and stayed with her for a while. And maybe he could have, because he's an older guy. He was more in that kind of generation where people got married, were less promiscuous, etc. And it was almost like that kind of traditional household that you hear people talking about and referencing to back in the day. People talking about it now. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, anything I want to touch on is like, yeah, I mean like, also if you have an ex-girlfriend or something, if you break up with your girlfriend and you get with her like a few months later, even you've got the same shit girl that you had before, but now she's got a higher body count. Well fucking done. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Like you've really won the lottery right there. Like congrats. I mean, You really shouldn't go back with the ex as well. That's another thing, but that's also a whole nother video. I can really get deep into depth there. I think, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, to me, like a girl being having a lower body count, or a girl not being a complete whore and not having a huge body count is a big issue. However, like if I met them and they didn't know me before, it doesn't really matter as much because they couldn't have like done anything. But if it's a girl that you've known or you've met and she didn't like you or she didn't want to be with you, then she goes away, gets on with her life, and then she tries to come back. Well, in between the time that you first saw her to now, she's got a whole bunch of bodies on her record, basically, if you know what I'm talking about. But I'm getting a bit too deep. I'm getting a bit too in depth into this video. If you want me to talk about this again, I can actually do it maybe. But there's not really much to talk about. The video I'm referencing is only 3 minutes long, but it is quite sad. So, Vengeance signing out. Hope you all have an amazing day, and peace be with you.